And before we start today, while we wait for others to join, I have a story I'm going to share with you. And it's a pretty cool little story. It shows that people see things from their own perspective. All right, it's a story about some blind men that never seen an elephant. So let me go ahead and post a picture in the chat box so you can all see the picture. All right. So you can see in the picture there's an elephant and there's people touching the elephant. All right, and these are blind men. So the story is there's three blind men, right? And they heard many different stories about the creature of the elephant, but they never encountered an elephant themselves. They never got to see it. And blind people have to see with their hands because they're blind, right? So one day, a kind merchant, he knows that these three blind men wanted to see an elephant. And so he brings an elephant to the village. And the blind men were so eager to see this elephant with their hands. And so the first blind man, his name is John. And John reaches out to touch the elephant's side. And he exclaims, he goes, "Oh, the elephant is solid like a wall. It's large, strong, and it's immovable." And the second man, his name is David. Well, David, he feels the elephant's trunk, right? And David disagrees. He's saying, no, you're wrong. The elephant is more like a flexible and moving snake. It's long, smooth, and it's constantly swaying. And the third blind man, his name is Tom. And well, Tom, he grabs a hold of one of the elephant's tusks, right? The tusks are much different. He argues to both of them. He's like, "You're both mistaken. The elephant is hard, smooth, and pointed like a spear." And so the villagers, they're observing these three blind men. They're arguing. They're arguing and getting angry with each other, thinking their perspective is the correct perspective. So the nice man that brought the elephant, he goes over to the blind man. He's like, you all need to calm down here. He's like, "Dear friends, you're all partially correct. Because the elephant is such a large animal, and you're all touching different parts of this large animal. So, the elephant is exactly what each one of you describes." And so we can learn from this story that we all see things from our own perspective, right? And so we have to see things from different perspectives sometimes, because we may be looking at one little issue and the issue may be really big. And there may be more involved than just what we see. And I can relate this to God's work, right? God's second coming is more involved than maybe what we were taught. If we look at all the prophecies, if we look at all the prophecies, we can see it's much different than just looking at God coming upon the cloud. And also about the work of redemption. The work of redemption is part of God's work. It's prophesied over 200 times that God is coming back in the last days to perform the work of judgment. So if we only look from the perspective that, we're forgiven of our sins, we can enter the kingdom, we could be making a grave mistake, because we have to see things from the fullness of something. You have to look at all different aspects of something. And Christ is coming back to judge in the last days. He said, "I did not come to judge the world, I came to save the world." And he also said, "The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day." So this is a very important topic. And that's why we're going to talk about the difference in what did the redemption cover compared to what judgment covers. So we can have a clear understanding of why God is coming back in the flesh instead of just coming to take everybody in the kingdom before he judges. Why does he need to judge before we can go to the kingdom? I want to invite everyone to come join our online sermons where you can learn more about this topic, the difference in the work of redemption and the work of judgment. You can also learn how to welcome the Lord's return. If you'd like to join, post in the chat, "Add me in," and we'll get you added. I'm looking forward to seeing you there.